I've seen a lot of places recently, especially like TikTok. Everyone hypes up being in the tech industry. They think it's like this fantasy world that you can just show up, do very little, and make six figures. But I'm here to tell you guys
The dark side of being a software developer.
number one, let's talk about burnout. I think something that a lot of us have experienced in the last few years, and it's something that I think is extremely common in the tech field. We are overworked a lot of times, and people don't really think about that. It's like, oh, you guys don't do a lot, you just sit in front of your computer. It's like, no, it happens a lot. We are expected to sometimes put in 50 plus hours, and all we get is a pat on the back. We're expected to maybe wake up at night and fix a bug, fix a feature that broke and is causing issues, and we're not getting compensated for that. It's something that we just have to do. We have to hit deadlines. We have to hit different things, and with the isolated nature that sometimes software development can be, where, you could be remote, or you could just work in your own little box and you don't really interact with people. You're just staring at the computer all the time. It can really get to you. And if that company culture, if, the people around you don't have like a positive environment, it can really get to you. And I know I experienced this at my last company where I had to handle so many responsibilities. Eventually I just collapsed. Like, I couldn't take it. I was putting in 50 plus hours, and it's just not healthy. You need a work-life balance. So for any of you out there that suffer from burnout, don't be afraid to just take that break for yourself. Number two, I want to talk about imposter syndrome. I think this is something that's also very common in the tech field, and something that, again, I've gone through. As someone that coming out of college was making, almost six figures, I was making more than my parents ever did. And it's like, dude, do I deserve this? Like, there's so many other people that have grinded for so much longer. Why do I deserve to make this much money so early in my career? And that's something that's just like, well, I put in the work, I studied, I did all the extra work. Like, I deserve this. But at the same time, in the back of your head, you're like, but do I, And then you can kind of compare yourself with other developers that have maybe been coding all their life, and you compare yourself to them, and you're like, do I deserve to work at this company with them? They've been coding since they're 10 or whatever. They're prodigies. I just started coding, in college. So you have this part where it's just like that mental health can just take so much of a strain from being like, do I deserve this? And also, do I deserve to work at this company? Do I deserve to have this task or this role? Or do I deserve to be this person's superior who's an excellent worker? I think that happens in a lot of fields, but I think especially in the tech industry, because of the inflated wages and the notoriety that comes with, being a software developer, maybe, that you really get this, like, it's just really bad on your mental health. And you can really just find yourself comparing yourself to other people so much. And I think it's just about like kind of realizing, like, I put in the work, I deserve to be here, and I'm going to keep working to stay at the top. And kind of the last thing, number three, that I wanted to talk about is going to be the fact that the technical interviews when it comes to being a software developer are terrible. There is probably no other, I would say, profession that has to go through the crap that we have to go through to get a job when it comes to software development. I don't think there's another job or industry, let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong, that makes you study something completely different from what you actually do on a day-to-day basis just to get that job. So you prove that you can do something else that's not the actual job that you can do. You prove that you can code in 20 minutes something that you'll never actually do in a real world application. And that's something that frustrates me and boggles my mind. I know there's a lot of big tech companies, obviously Google, Amazon, Facebook, whatever, like that have very, in-depth interview processes, and they really have their technical interview set like that because they need to weed out the thousands and thousands of applicants that they have. And that's fine. But when I find myself applying for a small company, in the area that I live at, why are they making me do these dumb technical interviews? Make me write, API calls, make some type of front end, UI that you can click on and drag and drop or whatever. I don't know. Like, make me do something that I actually am going to do on my day-to-day work. Don't make me sort a list bottom to top in some random language and I have 30 minutes, because there's literally no scenario where I'm at my job as a software developer where I will ever have to do that. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like and drop down below in the comment section if there's any other things that you guys hate about being software developers. I'll be checking them out and replying, and I'll see if I agree. Later.